Hey parents, happy Teenager Tuesday. My name is Will Perry. If we haven't got the chance to meet, I'm the lead student pastor here at Hope. And with me is the one and only Angela Linz, Co-Interim lead pastor of Hope Fellowship. Hey Angela.
Hey.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
I'm so glad I could join you today.
It's been a little while since
I
you've been
know.
on.
I know. I haven't done one in a long time.
And this is a good one to do. It's the week of Halloween.
Yep.
The November's around the corner. It's fall. We have big parties at all of our campuses. Tomorrow for Prosper, the high school party was this past Monday. And off and on, I'll have parents ask me like, okay, what are we doing with Halloween? Oh, I'm just ignoring it. I don't know what to do with it, so we just don't do anything. Or then I'll have parents that are like, the Halloween is the greatest the holiday of the entire year, and it's the best. And there's this whole spectrum of parents at our church. So we just thought, let's talk about it, which is a good conversation. One time I was, one of my sister's best friends who I've known for years, she is a self-identifying witch, practicing pagan. And years ago we were talking, and she was like frustrated with Christians. I'm like, Christmas Day, the day used to be a pagan holiday, and Christians got in there and Jesused it up and whatever. And on the spot, instead of being like, oh, I'm so sorry or whatever, I thought it'd be funny. And I was like, oh, you know what? Christians did Jesus it up, and we're coming for Halloween next. And she laughed, it was good. But, from there, really felt the Lord be like, yeah, let's bring darkness, or let's bring light into a week that normally darkness is celebrated, which makes me think of Romans 12 verse 2, which says, don't conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And this scripture is often used with this question, Angela, that I have for you as a mom who has grown-up kids now, and hearing what you did with Halloween. How can we as parents teach our students to be in the world at this time, but not of the world at this time?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. We never really had an issue with Halloween. My kids enjoyed dressing up as their favorite. When they were little, they were zoo animals. I made them dress in theme costumes when they were real little.
Yeah.
They didn't get a vote.
Because you're looking for cuteness at that
I'm
point.
looking for really cute pictures. And then when they got a little older, they got to choose their costumes. It was funny. There was this year, I think it was second or third grade. My twins went in and picked out their costumes, and one chose to be a soccer player or something, and the other one, this will remain nameless, was just when he makes a decision on something, he's like, that's it. I've decided this is what I want. This will be funny. This is great. He chose a Scooby-Doo costume. Okay. They were very we watched old Scooby-Doo episodes. And it was the full costume, the head of Scooby-Doo on top of his head, and the full body costume, with the tail, everything. Which was a risk because you never know if it's going to be 90 degrees on Halloween in Texas.
So
I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do. We started trick-or-treating that night, and he loved it because he got a lot of people saying, oh, love your costume. But we got down to their friends' houses. And they just hit the age where they wanted to go meet up with their friends and do some trick-or-treating on that street with their friends in our neighborhood. And so we get there, and every boy is dressed as a soccer or football player. Except this one. He took that head of Scooby-Doo off his head so fast and unzipped that costume and decided, I'm just a boy. But that was just, we hit an age where they got to choose. Yeah. And my only rule as a mom was, you can't choose something that will scare little kids. Yeah. Just because I felt like that was mean. Yeah. When they were little, they were easily scared. We had this house next door to us that would do gravestones and things hanging from the trees.
With red eyes.
Yes. We had to literally cover all of our kids' eyes to push the wagon past the house to even start trick-or-treating. Yeah. Because we were the house on the end and they were the next house. So I was like, y'all, just so you know, we will never do that to other children. Yeah. So you cannot dress in anything that will scare little children. Yeah. But I like that rule. It was always more of a fun holiday for us. Yeah. Get candy, hang out with friends. We'd always have a bunch of our friends over for dinner and do it all together. Yeah. Which,
this is a time of the year that one parent's convictions can bump up against other parents' convictions.
Absolutely.
You know, because people, I do think there's lines to not cross, but also a lot of times those are personal convictions, not necessarily like, oh, because this one verse in Revelations that is written in poetry says a thing, that means no one can have fun on this day in any way. So like, how would you advise parents who, you know, that their family's convictions are like very different from another parent's convictions and how they lead their kids? What do parents do with that?
Absolutely okay. I think as Christians, we need to be all right with the fact that we aren't always going to be on the same page about topics like this that are kind of the gray. They're not like core truths of salvation or the Bible. I think you have to be respectful of others, and it goes both ways. Like, I'm not going to ever talk down about a parent that believes something different. I always was supportive. Our neighbors, we had neighbors at one point that did not celebrate Halloween. I always just dropped off a fall dessert at their house sometime during the week, just to be like, hey, hey, we love you, we care about you. It's okay, we don't do the same thing. That's totally okay. I always was very honest with my kids and was like, you don't ever make fun of others or call others out because of their beliefs. Like, if that's what they choose to do, that is okay. There's nothing that says they're right and we're wrong, or they're wrong and we're right. It's being respectful to other people. But I do think if you're going to have those convictions and you have teenagers, you have to have a conversation with them about. We did have a few friends who were very anti-Halloween, but their kids didn't really understand why. They were like, we just want to dress up, but mom and dad won't let us.
So they just didn't explain.
I guess, or maybe the kids just didn't. You know, as
understand
kids and teenagers,
they
interpret things very different than we do as parents.
Really
shocking. And so, but I do think that if you're going to have really strong convictions about it, it's important to talk to your kids about. There are some things that we have really strong convictions about in other ways. And I can't expect my kids to have those convictions without sitting down and explaining the why and sharing my heart with them. And if you aren't vulnerable and open it up in a dialogue and give them an education and kind of, hey, here's where we as a family are going to choose to do this. When you're an adult, you can do but here as a family, we feel responsible for this. And so here's why. And we want you to understand why. We love you, but this is what we feel is really important for you to understand.
Yeah, which is good. And I don't know if this started with you on staff, but something we started saying years ago was there's kindness and clarity.
Yes.
And just, I think that started with you. Where, okay, it's not just do what I say because, but then there brings so much more perspective. It does take longer and there are more questions and the conversation can be more frustrating.
But I think it's okay as parents to understand. It's okay to also tell your kids, I don't know how to answer your question. I just know that this is really important to me. Like, I think parents sometimes shy away from hard questions. And because they're scared they can't answer them. And listen, there have been a lot of times my kids have asked me questions for perspective. For those that don't know me, I now have two 19-year-old boys and a daughter who turns 21 in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So they're out of high school. They're all in college. And there have definitely been times I've had to say, I don't actually know how to answer that, but here's what I do know about what I believe and what I'm asking you to do. And we can keep exploring that and figuring it out, but I don't know how to answer that. And that's hard to say as a parent. You don't want to ever say, I don't know. My personality is I don't ever want to say I don't know. I'd rather make it up than not know.
With that idea of like exploring and everything, I would advise I'm not saying to do something or to not do something, but I would advise caution when this time of the year. I would advise caution in leaning into demonic things. Yes. I would advise caution there.
I agree.
And to pray and even know, God, where is the line for us as a family? Where is that conviction? You know, Ephesians 6 talks a lot about, I think it's 6:12 says, talks about we don't fight flesh and blood. It's a spiritual battle. So there is a spiritual side of the world. And if we leaned heavy into we love the darkness.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to be legalistic.
No,
I'm trying to
and
say
we are not taking
we
a
need to be
stance.
we just need to be prayerfully
Yes.
aware of what the Spirit is saying to us as a family,
Yes.
of us as a unit, and what's wise.
And where your kids are.
Yeah.
Like there are some kids that are very curious about darkness and
Yeah.
and like we tend to dabble a little more or lean a little more into that side, or don't really have a strong faith or a faith base, or I think it really just depends on where your kids are too.
That's true, yeah. Because through asking those questions, you could even see, they're not even thinking of the spiritual side of anything.
No,
This is
exactly.
a great time to bring up those conversations.
Yes. Yeah.
Even to talk about like fear, evil, what is it? What do we do with it? Like, there's decorations everywhere about different things that aren't necessarily good all the time. So it's a good time even just to bring up conversations to have at home and to see where students are at. What are you most afraid of? What do you fear about the future?
As parents, when they hit teenage years, it's leaning into that coach side of like, you have to ask questions and you have to have them start thinking about things on their own too.
Yeah.
And if you don't have these hard conversations now, who's going to have it with them? Because it is all too quick. They are out of your house.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy time to have a conversation. I mean, you can, but it like when they're not there that often, it's just not very easy as when they're sitting at your kitchen table every single night having dinner.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
use the time you have
Yeah.
to have conversations about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Even the stuff that's hard.
Yeah, I talked with a parent last year who had a senior in high school who said to me, we were talking about some pretty heavy stuff that their senior was going through. And this parent said to me, I wish I would have started these conversations 5 years ago. And I said, ideally, yes. Because, again, it's like Halloween, dark time of the whatever. The days are getting shorter.
Yeah.
Something we've started saying here and there is bad things grow in the dark, so bring everything to the light. What is it? John 1 says that. I forget the verse. John 1 says, bring everything to light. It's better. So with that, go have conversations.
Yes, talk to your kids.
Parents, that's all we got for you this week. We got a culture update coming next week. But for now, always remember, you can do this. You're not alone. God is with you, and so are we. Have a great week.